What's up, people? This is Franchise Play, aka Brian Zeke from the BleacherReport.com. And if you like combat sports, then Saturday night, April 26th, was like the night for you. I mean, we saw some pretty good action. Let's talk about UFC 172. The real deal Bill started off the event great. The UFC Fight Pass really got off to a bang with Chris Beal flying knee to finish Patrick Williams in spectacular fashion. Now, if you want to make your mark in on the UFC Fight Pass on the preliminary circuit there, that's how you do it. KO at 151 of the first round. Of the second round, ended things and got his UFC career off to a pretty good start. So, he's obviously not anywhere near title contention or anything like that yet, but he did do quite well for himself. In the next fight, wow, Danny Last Call Castillo. He knocked Charlie Brenneman out cold, like one of the most out cold knockouts you're gonna ever see. The fight was actually pretty good and very competitive in the first round. The second round, Brenneman just got caught. I've seen Brenneman get caught like this before. Not out cold, but I've seen him get caught with that real big right hand before. So it's an issue he has with his defense. He gets in close quarters, he drops his left hand, and it was timed perfectly. Danny Castillo knocked him into next week. Maybe the week after that. I don't know. But, look, you just look at, if you get knocked out and you're laying there looking like that, like you gritting your teeth and your eyes is bucked up straight, that ain't good. That's never good. So, yeah, Brenneman gets knocked out cold. Castillo, 34 years old, scores a huge win. Women's bantamweight action, Betcha Correa defeated Jessamine Duke. I like Correa. I really do. She's got a nice little, little swag to her, nice little spicy little, kind of a disposition and personality. Is really a nice, cool little departure from the same the same like demeanor with a lot of the fighters. So I think I like the way she comes off. She had a pretty good game plan. She was giving up a lot of height. I think she was giving up like 6 inches in height to Duke. And she used a variety of strikes, leg kicks, combinations on the inside. She did get taken down quite a bit. You can tell that Duke has been working with Ronda Rousey, so you couldn't really say that Betcha is ready to make that kind of jump, because she does need to work on her grappling. But I thought she did pretty good and came off pretty well. The next fight was Takanori Gomi against Isaac Valley Flag. This was a straight up bloodbath. Both of these guys was getting busted up. Mostly Valley Flag was getting busted up. He got hurt several times in the fight to a point where I thought that they were gonna stop it, but it didn't get stopped. Gomi just punching harder. Just his punches. He throws with nasty intentions, with everything. Just a wild striker. But it was enough to beat Valley Flag on Saturday. The next fight was Joseph Benavidez versus Tim Elliott. This was the last preliminary bout. Benavidez has already been almost like to the top of the flyweight food chain. Got knocked out viciously by Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson in his fight before this. So this was a good rebound for him. And it also started a string of like crazy submissions. I can't remember if I've ever seen a fight card with this many submissions, but this was the first one. And yeah, Benavidez did a great job. Elliott had a good game plan early on, trying to utilize some grappling, but Benavidez got position, and once he got on the ground, he grabbed a hold of the guillotine and just wouldn't let go, and ended up finishing Elliott late in the first round. So it was I thought it was a very good, as one round fights go, I thought it was a very good fight. Benavidez, he's still an elite flyweight, may just not be able to beat Mighty Mouse. The next fight was a really good one. This to me, I think has a chance to be the fight of the night. I didn't read and see which ones officially won, but this one was very good. Max Holloway beats Andre Touchy-Feely. This was the second submission in a row, and it was also a guillotine choke. Holloway is I think he's only 22, and I believe Feely is only 23. So this was a battle of two young, really young and good fighters in the UFC. And I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I thought that Fili was going to win. I thought he might just be a little bit more well-rounded, but Holloway proved me wrong for sure. Usually he does a lot with his boxing, and he definitely had his moments as a striker today, but he really shined once they got to the ground. He was very aggressive going after the guillotine, and Fili looked to be a little bit gassed and just not as quick to the punch once they got to the ground, and Holloway just really took advantage of it. Very impressive win in my eyes for him in that bout. We'll see what happens with him next. I think Fili still has a chance to be really good, but he just didn't pull out this particular win on this day. We'll see what happens in his next bout. And moving on to the next fight was Jim Miller. This dude is just, this is a tough guy. This is a really tough guy. He's not the biggest striker or anything like that, but if he gets it to the ground and you get into a submission battle with this guy, you are losing for real. Yancy Medeiros, another guillotine choke, 3 straight guillotine chokes. Are you kidding me? Not just 3 straight submissions, three straight guillotine chokes. So that was really kind of crazy. It was kind of like scary though when Medeiros, he didn't actually even really tap. I think he might have tapped late and the ref didn't see him. He almost kind of like passed out in the middle of the guillotine. So it was like, a little like, whoa, because he was like laying on top of Miller. Miller couldn't even get up. He celebrated from the ground because he couldn't get up yet because the guy was like laying on him, passed out. So that was kind of a little scary, but Miller was impressive. In the next fight, talk about impressive. Luke Rockhold is on a mission, and I don't think any middleweight right about now should be enthusiastic about fighting him. Only loss he's had in the UFC was to Vitor Belfort. Of course, a lot of people will say when it was TRT influenced win, whatever. It was a spinning wheel kick, caught Rockhold flush, knocked him down, knocked him out. This fight was against Tim Bosch, and he just absolutely just destroyed Bosch. It was the 4th straight submission victory. They got to the ground. Rockhold started utilizing that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, slaps on the Kimura, and Bosch. Now, Bosch is a tough dude. He's a real tough dude and a very good wrestler, but he was completely overmatched in the stand-up game as well as in the grappling game. This took 2 minutes and 9 seconds to complete. Rockhold's for real. He called out Michael Bisping after the fight, though. Why? Bisping's a gatekeeper at this point. You passed that. Anyway, the co-feature, or the co-main event, which is kind of a crazy term to me, Anthony Rumble Johnson shocked a lot of people. Because I tell you right now, I said that Anthony Johnson, this was a bad matchup for him. He's always had problems with grapplers and submissions fighters, and here he is fighting one of the best wrestlers in the UFC in Phil Davis. Well, he wasn't trying to hear any of that. He came out stuffed. He stuffed all 8 of Phil Davis's takedown attempts and literally just beat him up in the stand-up. Just beat him up. Right hands, left hands, kicks, knees, everything. He utilized the full toolbox of strikes and takedown defense, and Phil Davis had nothing. He had no answer for it, none at all. And it kind of made him look real crazy because it was almost as if he was looking beyond Rumble. Talking a lot to John Jones during the pre-fight, doing the pre-event stuff, completely disregarding, not really giving, enough respect to Anthony Johnson, assuming, he automatically had this wrapped up because of the wrestling ability. Well, Johnson had something else coming for these guys, and for me too, because like I said, I did not expect him to perform well, and that's exactly what he did. Suddenly, he's right in the thick of things in light heavyweight. But speaking of light heavyweight, you might get mad when I say this. I'm sorry, but John Jones is the best fighter I've ever seen. He is the best mixed martial artist I have ever seen. And man, people can say what they want. They don't like him. He's arrogant or whatever you want to say. But you have to show me somebody who was more well-rounded than Jon Jones is right now. I mean, tell me what it is that Jon Jones does not do well. Today, he fought Glover Teixeira, and everybody pretty much said the only chance that Teixeira has is to keep the fight standing, get in close, get inside Jon Jones's reach. Well, what did Jones do? He fought the entire fight like in a phone booth, right there, right in front of Teixeira, for him to hit. He even took some shots from Teixeira, shook those boys off, and slapped Teixeira around for the entire 5 rounds. I mean, all 3 judges had it 50-45 for Jon Jones, and you didn't get a peep or anybody say, oh, well, I think Glover could have won a round. No, he could not have won, and he didn't win anything. And I love Glover, though. I mean, he's a cool dude, really awesome mixed martial artist. Even after the fight was over, I mean, just his whole comments was just straight class. He was like, man, this dude is a beast. For the most part, is what he said about Jon Jones. And, I mean, who can argue? Who can argue? I mean, look at this dude, man. He's doing it in a major way. I mean, he's really handling guys, and I don't know. Aside from Gustafsson, I don't know if there's another light heavyweight out there that's going to really be able to give him a serious go. We'll find out. But good card at UFC 172 is a little better than I expected it to be. So that's it for this recap. Y'all subscribe, follow. Peace.